Bullish signals for Bitcoin could potentially break the all-time high in 2024. Yesterday in the live stream, we didn't do the market update because we were so engrossed in the main topic, which ended up taking a really long time. And now let's take a look at the market update and what's currently happening with Bitcoin, because there could be quite a lot going on. We are currently seeing that Bitcoin has fought its way back into this so-called death zone, which was already on October 14th. So mid-October, this death zone is not called a death zone because nothing happens or because it constantly goes down, but rather because it has been a boring phase when we consider it. If we look back to the beginning of the year, we were in this phase for a very long time, briefly going below it, but also briefly going above it. Overall, during this phase, there was the summer hole, where we were significantly below this phase for a while. But now we are back in this phase of from to, and now we are, of course, very curious whether Bitcoin can form a new all-time high in 2024. Vanek sees a positive outlook here, and the head of digital assets mentioned that what we are currently seeing is a very bullish signal, exactly like before the US election 2020, and let us remember the bullish year 2022. So that was really a tough year, and it could end the same way here if you believe this analyst, who says it looks really very bullish. And as mentioned, the US election 2020 definitely marked the beginning of the bull market, and that could happen again. Assuming we see a re-election of Donald Trump, then I assume that it is actually more bullish for the market than a victory by Kamala Harris. We should be very curious. If we believe the betting platform Polymarket, things look very good for Donald Trump, but at the end of the day, it is just a betting platform. But it also has to do with the fact that polling in the USA is not that simple. However, this is a completely different election campaign that cannot be compared to what is happening here, for example, in Germany. It is something entirely different, one must really say. Another bullish topic, and Vanek, head of digital assets, has also released some news. Specifically, the Russian state is currently investing in Bitcoin mining infrastructure, and the BRICS countries intend to conduct global trade in Bitcoin, according to the head of digital assets. So this whole situation could be positive, and it might also explain why we are seeing a slowly filling green candle here in the last hour when we zoom in. This interview with the head of digital assets from Vanek is not old, it just aired on US television, and it could have led to the recent sell-off, perhaps due to concerns about Russia. But at the end of the day, it is bullish for Bitcoin in 2021, regardless of whether it involves Russia or others. Overall, this should or definitely has a positive impact on Bitcoin. Further bullish news is, of course, still on the way and could continue to be positive for Bitcoin. One of them is this one. Argentina, the United Arab Emirates, and Ethiopia are currently engaged in Bitcoin mining using state resources. That's something to consider. So we see very clearly here that governments are jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon, and this could be positive. We have repeatedly said that first come the retailers, perhaps first the nerds, then the retailers, then the companies, and in the end, it can only be governments that understand Bitcoin, incorporate it into their portfolios, and ultimately perhaps even allow trading in Bitcoin. What comes after governments remains to be seen, but there is almost nothing larger than global trade that accepts Bitcoin. The whole situation is and remains incredibly exciting and is and remains bullish for Bitcoin. If you say you want to trade Bitcoin and also participate in Bitcoin trading or trade other cryptocurrencies, then take a look at the exchange BIT. It has a welcome bonus of 92.10, which is a lot, so it's worth signing up here. At the same time, there is an exclusive bonus available for 3 more days. So, signing up is definitely worth it, as you will receive an additional $120 from our partnership with BIT. It is definitely worth signing up. You can engage in normal spot trading here, for example, with Bitcoin, or you can also go long and short here, for instance, with futures. Trade Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies easily. There are over 600 cryptocurrencies available here at BIT. At the same time, they are always in the top 40 in terms of trading volume. Currently in 5th and 30th place, so this is not an unknown exchange, but BIT is now well known. And as mentioned, the registration bonus is available with the link in the video description or in the pinned comment. Currently, there are still 3 days left to take the 120 here, if you sign up. As mentioned, trade with over 600 cryptocurrencies, and The bullish news continues, which could be very positive for the near future of Bitcoin. Regarding the near Bitcoin price, Hong Kong is expected to approve more Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges. This was reported by Bloomberg and could happen in the near future. Let's remember, Hong Kong is the extended arm of China, which means China could use this path through Hong Kong to return to greater cryptocurrency acceptance and also the possibility of conducting more cryptocurrency trading in China. Through Hong Kong and then into China. This could be very bullish for the market, as China, the largest republic in the world, can see new traders and, of course, retailers flooding into the market. It may very well be that this is the crux of the matter. Currently, we see that companies are repeatedly buying and selling Bitcoin through ETFs, especially those that were early adopters. Generally, Bitcoin's price fluctuates due to long and short trading and global events. For instance, what is happening in Israel could lead to a price correction. However, overall, we do not see that massive green candle that many had expected, claiming that 2024 will be the big year for Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And we have seen here that something is missing, and it could be that this missing piece is the retailers. So why not in the largest republic in the world, namely China? This could be exciting and very positive, but I believe one of the big pieces of the puzzle is the US market. One of the other pieces we have had since this year is the Bitcoin ETF. And the Bitcoin ETF we see actually looks very positive right now, the 23. October 24th and 25th, all positive numbers overall. We see positive figures of almost $800 million, and now we see that Monday could also be very positive, as we are already seeing Bitcoin's price rising right now. Yes, when talking about it, it has just gone down a bit, but generally the whole development feels very positive. Yes, of course, the red candles are coming. When you say it's positive, then it goes down, no question. Another company that invests in Bitcoin, specifically in reserves, is Tether. Bitcoin is the most successful and valuable company in the world when considering the number of employees. This is no joke. Tether is one of the most successful companies in the world based on its small number of employees and its massive volume and profits. And these also have Bitcoin reserves, and we currently see 354 here. There are currently reports that they even have Bitcoin. I am very curious to see where the evidence will come from, because Arkham only provides this wallet and there is only Bitcoin in quotation marks. That's already quite a lot for this small company, as mentioned, based on the number of employees. They certainly have enough volume, especially considering that with Bitcoin, you have 1% of the entire circulation. From the entire supply of Bitcoin, we see here that they are still quite far away, just like MicroStrategy, which has broken through. But there is definitely movement upwards here, so they are continuing to accumulate, as we can also see in the price trend. So Tether is also a company that continues to rely on Bitcoin as a reserve. Overall, there is really only one thing to say. The future for Bitcoin looks very positive. China could be a piece of the puzzle to drive new retailers into the market. The US election, I believe, will still have a restrained mood by then, and depending on who is elected, it could either be more bullish or perhaps just continue normally. Kamala Harris would then be more like the normal case, meaning that everything continues normally, so we would see price corrections and so on, but generally likely trending upwards. Donald Trump could trigger a big candle, so we should be very curious. And for those on X, I believe they can't miss Elon Musk's posts around this election. There are many very aggressive posts for the election campaign. So, the whole situation is and remains very exciting, but I believe these are the pieces of the puzzle to say that there could be another all-time high in 2024. So, the question to you is, feel free to write in the comments, yes, all-time high in 2024. Do we see that for Bitcoin, or do you think, no, it will really take until 2025 when the new president comes to power in the USA, so when the government transition is completed, and depending on what is determined then, that could be one of the puzzle pieces? Or do you think rather that China as a retailer could flood the market here if there are further stock exchange approvals in Hong Kong? Write in the comments. I would be very interested. Remember our free German Telegram group where you can just join. The link can be found in the video description. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to give it a like, and then we will see each other in the next video. In this sense, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.